Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Namah Pranavartaya Suddhajnanaika Murtaye Nirmalaya Prashantaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Nidaye Sarva Vidyanam Vishaje Bhavaroginam Gurave Sarvalokanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayam Udirayed. Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Krishnam Narayanam Vande Krishnam Vande Vrijapriyam Krishnam Dvaipayanam Vande Krishnam Vande Pradasudam. Janmatyasya idonvyaditaradas chardesva vignaswarat tene brahmagritaya adikaviye muhyandi yasurayah tejo varirutanyata vinimayo yatratri sargosksha dhamna svena sadha nirastapakam satyam param dhimahi. Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarvapava Pranashanam Pranamo Dukkha Samanaha Tam Namami Harim Param. Satchidananda Rupaya Vishwaptyadi Hedave Tabatraya Vinashaya Sri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha. Yam Pravrajantam Anupetam Apedakrityam Dvaipayano Viragakada Ajuhavaha Putredi Tanmaya Taya Daravo Abhinatu Tam Sarvabhuta Kritayam Munimanatosmi. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Good morning. So we are in the Badrigashramam with Sage Narada, who is meeting Sanat Kumara. In the last class, we saw that after being disheartened by his valiant efforts, Narada, who could not wake up the Jnanam and Vairagya to have bhakti, because he took a pradigna. I would take care of it. I would grihe grihe jane jane. I will establish bhakti. I will bring up, regenerate Jnanam and Vairagyam. But he could not do. Jnana Vairagyam was just showing a sign of getting up when they hear the Veda Kosham and Bhagavad Gita, but they've gone to sleep. We saw that the personification, that allegory, that illustration is to show our mindset. In the Kali Yugam, no matter how good we are in the heart, no matter how intelligent we are in our brains and our capacity to understand, no matter how noble our motivation is, we don't have the tenacity, the intensity of purpose, the mental strength to pursue the goal of perfection. Because the mind is vacillating. Therefore, the Jnana Vairagyam takes a deep sleep. Bhakti is not lacking. So, Bhakti, even though she was regenerated because she became very young and very nourished after coming to Vrindavan, but she still wants the Jnana Vairagyam to go with her. Because this triangle, I might have told this before, but I repeat it because it's worth it. Bhakti, Jnanam, Vairagyam, this triangle is always have to be together. Because we know what each one is. Bhakti is the absolute surrender to the God, the Supreme, praising God's glory. Jnanam is the understanding of the truth, the pursuit of truth. And Vairagyam is rejecting everything else that are impediments in this process of pursuing the truth. But how do we get the benefit out of it? Because, after all, if you look at the Vedantam, even Puranas and Shastras tell you, you achieve prayojanam by your action. Law of karma palam. Even the God has been resigned to the post of karma bala tatta, who offers prayojanam to the karma. So if that is the case, why am I to have to pray to God? I do my job, I do good things, I get the karma palam. But then we understood, when we do actions, we may do papam. Inevitably, we may do some papams. The karma palam, therefore, will punish me, will make me grieve. But then, what has God got to do with this? Because I earned that merit or demerit, I need to suffer that. So where is the God comes into the picture? Now, this is what even Daksha Prajapati thought. So the point I'm trying to make, understanding of Vedas, understanding of everything else doesn't make you qualified to get God's grace. It is that simplicity of surrender to God. But coming back to this logic, the logical questioning. So where does God comes in play? If you look at it very carefully, the law of karma is very clear. He is not compromising it. But the experience of the palam, whether it's a good or bad, is conditioned by your space and time. Experience is what? Experience is enduring a pain or a pleasure in a space and time continuum. But we know in science, we understand science now, the space and time continuum is not the same for every position or every time. If you go to the atmosphere, the time changes, the speed changes. So therefore, if I have to experience my Papa Punya Palam, and if I want to experience very little time so that I can get out of it, which I cannot do because I'm limited by this three-dimensional, fourth-dimensional reality of this world, and I need God's help. See, when you go to dream, for example, the dream you create a world, you live in the world, you generate children, you make them get married, you get grandchildren. Everything is finished in few seconds of dream. But it is real in the dream. You experience it. But then, how can all that happen? Because there it's a durita kala. The time is different there. So every domain of experience has got a different time. Therefore, if somebody can make my sufferings to last little time, then I am happy. God can do it. That's why, even though karma phalam decides what you will go through in life, God is important because God can make that endurance of sadness or a grief to vanish in a second. That's why sometimes you may have a bad dream and you say, why I had a bad dream? It may be a blessing. What could have happened to you in the awakened world is replaced by a dream. So therefore, God's grace is there. So prayer is therefore important. But then prayer is fine, but why I should praise the Lord? Prayer is I go to the Lord and say, Lord, give me this. He's compassionate and he gives me that. Like the mother, I go to mother and say, Mother, hungry. Mother gives me that.
Padmapurana.
Then why I have to praise the Lord? You praise the Lord because to praise truthfully, you should know the glory of the Lord. You can't lie to the God. So if you go to say, God, you are infinite, you are compassionate, I should know the truth. Therefore, before I pray properly, I must understand who God is. Therefore, I go and try to understand God by looking at the Puranas and pictures and everything. It's inconceivable, God. Then God tells you what you're looking for may be a different word. God is a very rare word for you in your dictionary. Are you looking for love? Are you looking for happiness? Are you looking for fulfillment? Are you looking for truth? And you said yes, 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 everything. That means all these are gods. Therefore, you don't look for God, you look for truth, look for love, look for happiness, look for fulfillment. Then how does this Jnanam, Bhakti and Vairagyam going to give me that? So for all this, there's one word missing here, which we should know, which you have, called Shraddha. Shraddha is unassailable faith. Don't be ashamed to say, I follow faith. Faith is not foolishness. Faith is a natural instinct for you. We have faith in the mother who feeds. We go to the hotel, we eat food, we give doctor give medicine, we eat. There is a faith in everything. So faith is a virtue of mankind to all jivaras. So with the faith, when you go, what happens is Jnanam and Vairagyam together gives you the truth. Vedanta Vicharam gives the truth. But you can't handle the truth. Therefore, if you go with Jnanam and Bhakti, which is the heart, gives you bliss. But Bhakti and Vairagyam gives you Satya. Because you reject everything else. But the Satchit Anandam comes from this triangle. This is why Narada was very keen. I must really wake them up. But he could not do. He came to Badrikashram. There he meets Sanat Kumaras. Sanat Kumaras are the Manasika Putras of Brahma. They are always perpetually 5 years old, Jnanavans. So he goes to them and say, look, I am suffering now. I heard Akashavani came and told me that there is a yagyam that you should do that will give you the salvation. I don't know what yagyam is. So I will try my best. Please help me. Then what did Kumara say? We saw in the last class. Shrunu Narata, Pashyamu, Ganga Dwara Samipe, Tutadam Ananta Namakam. Kumara was saying, hey, Narada, you are a Yogeshwara, don't worry. This is a Jnana Yagyam that Akashavani told you, but this is something which has been existing for many, many, many decades. To do that, I will tell you where you should go. You should go to a place called Anandam. Anandam is the place called a village near Ganga Dwara, where there are Nana Rushi, Ganai Jushtam, Devasitani Shevidam, Nana Turulada Kirnam, Komala Valikam. He gave all the explanation where the rishis come and tapas. There is a new sand, there are creepers, there are aranyas, Ramyame Kantate. Nice place. Go to the place called Anandam. If you go to the place called Anandam, there, Jnana Yagyasya Tvaya Tatra Kattavyoho Aprayatnadaha. See, important that Narada say, I will try my best. He says, okay, you can try your best, but you can do it very easily if you choose the right place and time. And the place is Anandam. So they are going to go to the place called Anandam in the Ganga Dwara, in the Ganga banks. But what is the insight here is, Anandam is fulfillment. It's not joy. It is an intrinsic peace. It is that kind of a early morning awareness where you're blossoming like a child. Your mind is, nirmalam, shantam. So by going to a place called Anandam, advice given to you, you do prayers and your mind is at calm and peace. Then we go from there. I'm going to cover quite a few. I'll rush it when it is not very important to dwell deep. Purastam nirmalam chaiva, jarachirna kalevaram, tatvayam cha puraskritya bhaktis tatra agamishyati. Whenever you take a slogam, you spot the kriyapadam, the verb, then you can anvayam, you can agamishyati. You go to that place, I told you, Narada, when you go there, agamishyati, they are going to come. Who's going to come? Bhaktihi. Tatra agamishyati. Bhakti is going to come there. With whom? Purastam nirbalam cha eva jarajirna kalevaram. Jara means the old age. Jarajirna kalevaram means whose body is tired by the old age. And who is in front of you? Purastam. Nirbala, who has no strength. Who are they? Jnanam and Vairagya. So Bhakti is going to come there with the Jnanam and Vairagyam there, if you go there. Yatra Bhagavati Varta, Tatra Bhaktyadikam Prajet. Kata Shaptam Samakarnya, Tatrigam Tarunayate. Yatra Bhagavati Varta. Yatra means wherever. Wherever Bhagavatam is, Bhagavata Varta, the words, the Sabdam of Bhagavatam is heard, Tatra Bhaktyadidam Preja. Because last he said before, when you go there, and it means when you go there, you're going to read Bhagavatam. Bhakti will come. And he makes a general statement. Wherever Bhagavatam is read, Bhagavatam is heard, Bhakti is going to be there. Why? Kada Shaktam Smakarnya Tatrigam Tarunayate. The moment they hear the noise of the Bhagavatam, Bhagavata Gosham. So when you hear the noise of the Bhagavatam, Harinamam, Bhakti is going to rush there. What is the insight here? The insight is, my mind is at calm, Anandam. Now I am going to read the Bhagavatam. But I don't have such a great devotion. I am intellectually keen to know this, but mind is not surrendering yet. What do? No, go ahead. Start reading Bhagavatam. When you read the Bhagavatam and the Bhagavata Shaptam comes in, Bhakti comes there. What happened? Bhakti comes into your mind. The Bhakti that you are finding it elusive to you sits right on your heart. So you become a Bhakta. So don't ever give an excuse, my heart is not yet devoted. It will become devoted. Now, Sudha, remember, all this is being told by Sudha Maharishi to Saunaka. So now Sudha is now narrating what's happening. Yevam muktva kumaraste naradena samam tadaha gankatadam samajak muhu katapanaya satvaraha. Gankatadam samajak muhu. Samajak muhu is a verb here. So Sudha is telling Shaunaka. So Shaunaka, listen now. After Narada saying this, and Kumara telling them, Evam Muktva, after telling them, Kumaraha Naradena Sam. So Narada and Kumara, they went to Gangatara. They went to the place called Ananda. Why? How did they go? Satvaraha Katapanaya. Katapanaya. So Pana means drinking. Here Katamritam you must take. Amritam is missing. To drink the Amritam of Bhagavata Katha with a great interest, both Narada and Kumara goes there. Now he is going to say what's happening there. Yata yatas tatantetu tata kolahala abhut purvaloke devaloke cha brahmaloke tadaiva cha. Yata yatas tatantetu. When they reach that place, kolahalam abhut. Abhut means arrived. Kolahalam means immense happiness arrived at the place. The moment Kumara and Narada goes to the place becomes cheerful. But not only that place. Bhurloke, Devaloke, cha Brahmaloke, Kolagalam Abhut. Devalokam is happy, Brahmalokam is happy, Bhulokam is happy. So normally they say seven lokas, 14 lokas, or 3 lokas. So you can consider that everything outside earth is also become happy. Why? Shrimad Bhagavata Piyusha Panaya Rasalambadha Dhavanto Apyayayuhu Sarve Pradamam Ye Echa Vaishnavaha. Vaishnavaha Pradamam Abhut. Here Vaishnavaha means, don't take it as a Vaishnava, the Vaishnava sect, not like that. Vaishnavas are those who surrender to Vishnu. Again, Vishnu is, again, don't take it as one particular form of Brahman. Vishnu is Parabrahman. Here the Vaishnavas are those who desire for Vaikuntham. Vaikuntham is Vaikuntham cha Shantam, Atma Jnanam. So who seek the Brahma Jnana, who seek this Mukti, they come first. They came. Why do they came? Shrimad Bhagavata Piyusha Panaya. To drink the Bhagavata Amritam. What kind of Amritam? Rasa Lampadaha. Lampadaha means extreme greed to drink this rasa. Oh my God, there is a Bhagavata Amritam is coming. Let's go, let's go. So they are rushing to this place. Not only they, a lot of rishis come. So he says, Bhrigu, Vasishta, Shayana, Gautama, Metaji, Devala, Devaratau, Ramastata Gati, Gati Sutarcha, Shakalo, Mrukuntaputra, Atrija, Pipradagha. Okay, it's a long one, but just a simple one. Bhrigu Maharshi, Vasishta Maharshi, Shayana Maharshi, Gautama, Methadi is another Maharshi, Devalam is a Maharshi, Devaratau is another Maharshi. Here Rama means Parasurama Maharshi. Gati Sutaka means the son of Gati. This is Vishwamitra Maharshi. Mrukantu Putraha. Mrukantu Maharshi's Putra is Markandeya Maharshi. So you know the Markandeya story. So Markandeya Maharshi. Atrija means Atri Maharshi's children. So I don't know who they are. Atri Maharshi is supposed to have 3 children. Tattatreya Maharshi, Durvashir, and even Chandra, the moon, as a rishi. So they come. Pippalada. So all these rishis are coming. Remember, rishis are the seers. They are the one who identified, who revealed all the mantras. And therefore, they are very keen to hear the mantras again. So wherever there's a mantra pravachanam, mantra upasanam, the rishis come. That's why when we pray any mantra, we do the 3 things, the devata, the rishihi, the mantraha. And why do they come? They come, of course, to hear and to be pleased, but they come to collect the due. It's called a rishi rinam. Sometimes when you read something in a book and you get a knowledge and you don't care about the author, care about the publisher, because it's free, That is not right. Any knowledge you take from anybody, you owe them and debt. How do you pay back to them? It's not that they want money. It's not that they want their name to be propagated. But out of own courtesy, we say the credit goes to that rishi. Even better they give you. Don't need to tell my name. Don't need to pay me royalty. But after you learned it, go and tell more people. So their goal is to spread it. So Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, after finishing everything, he says, go and tell to everybody else. So therefore they all come. So they all come to the Ananda. Continues. Yokeshwaro Vyasa Parasharaucha Chaya Shigo Jajali Jagu Mukyaha Sarvyepimi Munikanaha Sakaputra Shishyaha Swa Stribihi Ayur Adipranayena Yukta. Okay, he is giving a list now. Not only those rishis came, Yogeshwarau, that means is a dual vachanam. Yogeshwarau, the two Yogeshwaraya, who are they? Vyasa, Parashara. Parashara Maharishi and his son Vyasa. He came to that place. Chaya Shugaha. Okay, this is a Chaya Sugar. It's a rishi. There are two ways you can say it. Look at it. Shuga Brahman, who revealed the Bhagavatam, because he's a Brahmajnani, and he attained Kaivalyam. He is leaving this embodied life, and Vyasa goes behind. When we do this prayer every time we do Pravrajantam, Vyasa runs behind Sudha. Please, son, don't go. Then Sugar says, Maharishi, Pita, you are a jnani. How can you look for this embodied soul, embodied life form? But never mind, since you asked for it, I will leave my Chaya Rupam. So like a Chaya Bhakti. Bhakti is here as a shadow. Sugar Brahman also there as a Chaya. So that Sugar Brahman comes there. Jajali Jaha. Jajali Jaha is a Muni, another Muni. They are Mukhyaha, all very important rishis. Sarve Muniganaha, Sakaputra Sishyaha, all the rishis with their disciples. Also, Swa Stribihi Ayayur. Also along with their wives. Rishis are family dwellers. Rishis are not necessarily renunciated monks. The renunciation is just a lifestyle. Renunciation is not the only way to achieve salvation. So therefore, we have hope. But if you live a very pious life, you become a rishi, you become emancipated seeker. So they all came. Not only that, Vedantani cha Vedacha, Mantras, Tantraha, Samurtayaha, Dasha Sapta Puranani, Shat Sastrani, Tatayuhu. So not only the rishis came, not only the Rishipatnis came, disciples came, Vedas came, Vedantam came. Vedantani Vedaha. That means Vedantam came. Mantras came, Tantras came. Well, mantra, Manana Trayade iti mantra. That you repeat in the Shabdam that you repeat that gives you salvation is mantra. Veda is full of mantra. Veda is full of Shabdam. No, Veda is not written in Sanskrit. We should not say that Veda is a Sanskrit text. No. Veda contains lots of sound. That's why Shabda Swarupam. Shruti. You can only hear. There's no lipi for that. Then they try to put in a form, and it is called Prakritam, and then they derive from this is Sanskritam. So Sanskritam is not a language in which Vedas are written. Vedas are never written. Vedas are in a Shabdam. From the Shabdam came everything, including languages, and the mother of languages, Sanskrit. So here, where the Vedantam came means all the Shabdas came. So this is full of that holy resonance there. Tantrams also came. Mantrams are the Shabdas. Tantras are the prayogas of that with some rituals. This is more, if you go back in history, they say purists don't do tantras and all that, but everything is a path to go. There are yantras. Yantras are the geometries. A letter is a geometry. When you write a letter, it's a geometry. So why should it be a letters sounding a word and a meaning? It can be a graphic, it can be a picture, it can be a line. Because at the end of the day, it's a symbol. So yantras, tantras, mantras all came. So the import is where there is a Bhagavata Shravanam, Bhagavata Mananam, Bhagavata recital, everything is there. Mantra, tantra, everything is there. Dasha Shapta Puranadi. Dasha Shapta means 17 Puranas. See, there are 18 Puranas, right? Including Bhagavata Purana. So they are all coming. Who else is coming? Who else? It's 17 others. So all the Puranas also come there, personified, they come there. Shat Shastrani, there are 6 Shastras, Vedantams, Siksha, Kalpa, Vyakaranas, Niruktam, Jyotisham, Chandas, all this kind of thing. When I say Vedas are Shabda, then how do you decode the Shabda? Therefore, this is Siksha. How to pronounce this Vedas? Siksha. If you take the 3 Upanishads, the Siksha Valli. How to pronounce it? Kalpa, there's a timing there. Pronunciation goes with the time. The Kalpa system is there. Then there's a structure. What sound can go with what sound? Vyakaranam, grammar is there. Niruktam, there's some rituals, the meters, etymology. Then Chandas is there. For Jyotisham, it's a prediction of how things are going to go. So all this, everything came in there. Now, I will not go into this few slokas which are exactly like this. What happened then, it is Sudra is giving Varnana of how the mountains came, Pushkarams came, Kshetras came, all the directions came, Aranyas came. What does it mean? It means everything was focused in what is going to happen in the Bhagavata Katha Shravanam at the place called Anand. Did not somebody refuse to go there? Because some may think, even when you listen to all satsang, somebody may say, yeah, I know it before. Why should I go? I know it. We have this kind of a mental block. Even the rishis come to hear, the rishis who gave the mantras, they want to hear. Because Shravanam is the greatest gift to truth. It can never be closed. That's why ears are never closed. Eyes are closed. Mouth is closed. Ears are always open. So even you create something, but if you hear that from somebody's mouth, you get new insights. So they all come there. So Gurutvadu Tatrana Ayadan Bruhu hu Sambodhyate Anayat. There's a slogan there. Bhrigu Maharishi goes to those people who think, okay, it's fine, chalta hai, I'm not interested in it. But Bhrigu goes there and says, no, come, important to hear. When Bhrigu comes and asks, you cannot refuse it. Again, there is an insight here. When you recite Bhagavatam, when you listen to satsang, when you go to satsang, please drag this stubborn child, stubborn old people, the stubborn friend who says this is not something for me. Bring them along, tag them along, because it's a Rishi Renam, I told you. Mantram has to be give back. But he doesn't have bhakti. Don't worry. We already heard the pramanam. When somebody comes there, bhakti will come into the heart. That's why don't ever feel shy to mobilize people to listen to good thing, come to satsang. Okay, that's what he's saying. Then he goes on to describe how the seating is. So Narada makes everybody to sit down. Then Kumara gives them the Diksha. The Diksha is a Sankalpam, Mahasankalpam. When you do puja, when you do anything, we take Sankalpam. Sankalpam means a vow, divine vow. And then we say the space and time, which place, Bharadakante, Jambutri, Bharadavarsha, all that we say to geolocation, where I am, what time it is. Now, why I have to say all this? Does not the God know it? No, it is because you are telling that you have deliberately chosen the space and time. Now, generally we say the place where we are, the time that we see the Panchangam, but the place should be Anandam always. Because if your mind is pure, mind is, like Ashtabhagra is a Siddha Purusha who was there in the Ganga banks, and everybody is doing the Sandhya Vandanam, they do the Snanam, they do Sandhya Vandanams, and he's just sitting there. Oh, Jadabharata, it's not Jadabharata. He's not doing any Sandhya Vandanams. And then they say, look at this madman. He's supposed to be knowing all this, but he's not doing this. Veda Niyamam. He's not doing it. But when somebody asked him, he said, you should do it when the sun rises, for example. That is a sunrise, that is a sunset. It's a Nitya Prakasha. So he is such a Jnanatma, he can move away. But you and I are not there yet. So we do the Niyamam, and the Niyamam includes bringing people across with us. That itself is a great, great honor. So there you take the Sankalpa. So I'm going to do that. So Narada takes the Sankalpam. The Vishnu Bhaktas comes there. They take the front seat. Narada sits in front of them. All this is being described, There's an upper deck where the rishis are sitting on the left side. On the lower deck is a Rishi Patnis and Sishyas are sitting. The right side, all the sages. On the rivers and the mountains, the Aranyas. And then there are on this Jaya Sapta Abhutuhu, Nama Sapta Abhutuhu, Sanka Sapta Abhutuhu, all this is coming. There are Gandharvas, Kinnaras, they are on the sky planes. They're sitting there listening to. See, Bhavana is very important. It's not just a story to create some excitement or drive your imagination. Bhavana is important. The moment you vision it, the moment you see it, the mind creates this world for you. And you become the center of the world. After all, what you think, you become. So Bhavana is the greatest quality. It's abundant in children. They lose it out because we started rationalizing everything. Because the rational view is something which is very factored knowledge. So we really don't appreciate imagination. So you don't appreciate poetry, don't appreciate painting. We see it is nice. It's not science, Science is dividing and understanding how it is made, why it is made. Everything else is how to enjoy it. So everybody was there. So we'll skip all those. Now we come to Kumara. Now everything is seated. You are part of it. You are in the crowd. Narada is sitting in front. Kumara is sitting above him, looking at him, and he says, Kumara Vuchiku. Kumara is saying, Atate Vanyate Asmabir Makima Sugashastra Jaha Yascha Shravana Matrena Mukti Karatela Studaha. Shuga Sastra Jaha. The Sastram, he is not even calling Bhagavad, he calls Sastram. Sastram is normally attributed to Vedas and Vedangas. So the Shuga Shastram that came from the Shuga's face is Bhagavatam. Bhagavata Mahima Asmabhihi te ata vanyate. Asmabhihi te. For you, we will recite, we will tell you the Mahima of Bhagavatam. He's not even going to start the Bhagavatam yet, still continue the Mahima. But that's what we have been hearing so long. Hearing the Mahima itself is as good, if not better, than hearing this Bhagavatam itself. So all these classes, if even a 1% in our mind, there is a purity of thought of hearing this Mahima, we attain that great salvation, the opportunity for salvation. But he says, Yasya Sravana Matrena Muktihi Karatale Stuta. Karatale, in the hand, what you get? Mukti. Start. It has mukti comes in your hand. When? Yes, just Shravana Matrena. Whenever you, or which you listen, by listening which you attain mukti. Shravanam means passive listening, absorbing, like a child. Child does not ask you a question. That's why it grows. The moment you start asking questions, you don't grow. You stagnate. Once you understand, you grow. But we need to grow first. So the passive listening is absorbing, collecting. You know, when somebody says there's a golden shower, golden coin showering, what do? You go and pick up everything. Something look like a gold or a pebble, you don't really care. It could be gold, you take it. Like that, when you listen to this, first phase of listening is Shravanam, you collect everything. But what happened to the questions I have in mind? There is a time for it. Once you collect everything else, then there is a mananam. You must do mananam. The teacher will provoke you to have question. If you don't have a question, you get everything else, you don't ask questions. Teacher is not going to take you to progress. He will ask you by examining you, by provoking you. Then you ask questions. Then you contemplate. The question says, well, I understood. Even God says this to me. I had a Shravanam, I understand. But it doesn't sit with my experience. It doesn't tally with my understanding. I have question. Then Mananam phase comes in. You challenge the teacher, you argue, or teacher teaches you. Shravanam again. This Shravanam, Mananam. This is the Jnana Yagyam. You do it. At some stage you say, I understood. Then what do? You assimilate, you apply. That is called Nishta. Nididhyasana. If you achieve the goal that I am Brahman, Tatu Tattvamasi, he says, you are the Brahman. I can't be. I am this man which is full of envy, anger, jealous, greed. How can I be Brahman? I understand, I hear you. Shravanam, I understand. Logic, I understand. There can be only one God. There could be only God. Or I am God. I understand. But I can't accept it. Mananam. But when then you look for an answer to this question. And you will find a guru. The ultimate guru is your heart itself. But it comes in a very different forms and gives you experience. But you don't sleep. It is like your head is on a fire. Tattvamasi, I am the God, but I am not. This morning I got angry at some person. This morning I get worried about my headache. This morning I'm worried about missing this football match. How can I have this? Then it dawns to you. Yes, I understand now. This is not the feeler is not me. It is the knower, the seer, the one which observes everything. Aham Brahmasmi. You realize, nobody tells you. You realize, I am Brahma. That completes your Shravanam and Mananam. Then what do I have to do? Nididhyasana. Aham Brahmasmi. You sit there. Or do whatever you do. You are a butcher, you keep slaughtering the animals as you do. You are a soldier, you fight on. You are a writer, you write. But you have this absolutely involved thought that I am Brahma. Then nothing affects you. Well, people call me a madman because I'm not responding. I'm not showing anger. I'm not showing emotions. I'm not enjoying things. Well, you are different now. Yes, there is a risk in the world perspective. You are a loser. But you achieve mukti. What he says here, this long process of by listening to so many classes. I just started a few weeks back. How many classes I need to go? When can I get Mananam? It looks like I need a lot of janmas. So be it. One janma is a drop in the ocean. You know, you look back, now every day looks 24 hours, so many minutes, so many seconds, but life is a flash. It just goes away. So no matter how many janmas comes in, at least I am in the right track. So never worry that the desire to be a mukshu is what is more important, to be free. But here he says that mukti, the mukti is that position of being in Nididhyasanam, Jnana Nishta, that I am Brahma. Free. He says that comes on your hand just by listening. So this is wonder. So he goes on further. Sada Sevya, Shrimad Bhagavata Gita, Bhagavati Gata, Yascha Shravana Matrena, Harishchittam Samashrayet. No, he justifies that. Sada Sevya, Sada Sevya. Okay. In a pure poetry, if you repeat the words, it's not considered to be a very good poetry, but here it is not to be taken like this. Here it is called Nirdharanartha. Nirdharanartha means to emphasize. Sada Sevya, Sada Sevya. Sevya here means listening and reading. So you can take it Sada Sevya, always reading. Sada Sevya, always hearing. What? Shrimad Bhagavad Katha. The Katha of Shrimad Bhagavatam. Remember, Katha is again not Purana. Don't say Purana is a myth. Katha is that which comes without a plan. Spontaneous heart pouring is Katha. It's not a fiction. So if I am truthful and if I spontaneously comes out is the truth, Katha is truth. Understand? So you have to differentiate that. Yasya Shravana Matrena Harishchittam Samashrayet. Why you get mukti? Because when you are listening, singing Shrimad Bhagavatam, Harihi, the Parabrahmam Hari, comes to your mind. Ashraya means on which you depend on. Samashraya, the great dependency on your mind on Hari. So Hari comes and establishes himself as the basis for your activity in the future. That means he takes control. He's always taking control, but he takes visible control that I am there here for you. You become free. When you become free, you become mukta. So when you finish satsanga, when you go, if your mind is free, that means Hari is occupying your space. The Airbnb that you have, which is never rented out, taken out by the God. Grandhyo Ashtadasha Sagasrot Dvada Dashaskanda Samvidaha Parikshit Sukha Samvadaha Shunu Bhagavatam Chaitha Granthaha Ashtadasa Sagasraha. Okay. Now it comes to the etiquette. Okay, Narada, you come there to Anandam, sit there, everybody is there, take the divine book, take the Sankalpam, listen carefully, read carefully. By reading Bhagavatam, you attain mukti because Hari comes and occupies your heart. But what is this Bhagavatam? You haven't told me. It's funny because Narada is the one who heard this Bhagavatam from Brahma. And he was the one who gave it to Vyasa Bhagavan. So that Vyasa wrote the Bhagavatam and imparted to Sukha Maharshi. But now he forgotten. This is what happened, the Medavitvam. So all this kind of remembrance is gone. Even if Narada can forget, you and I are there. So he says, I'm telling you what Bhagavatam is. Grandham. Grandham is slightly from different Shlokam. Grandham is all goes by the syllable. Hare Ram, Hare so Hare, each is a syllable. Ram, Ma, Laksh is a syllable like that. Ashtadasa Sahasraha, 18,000 syllable slokas here. Sometimes you'll say 14,100, 15,600. But if you look at these words, it's like this. But if you take the syllable, it is 18,000. So it may be 14,300 or something. But if you count the syllable, it's called a patyam, a quarter. So it is 18,000 syllable. Dwadasa skantaha. Sammidaha. Sammidaha means beautifully contained in Dwadasa Skanta. Skanta means a chapter. Dwadasa. So 12 chapters of that. Parikshitso Samvadaha. This is the conversation between Parikshit Maharshi, Raja and the Sugar Brahma. Samvadaha. It's a conversation. You add the word asti. Yeah. Grandaha asti. Parikshit Samvadaha asti. Yat Bhagavatam cha tadusruno. That is about Bhagavan. Here the Bhagavatam is not the Bhagavatam book. It is about Bhagavan. So he is giving an explanation of the book. That Grandham is 18,000 shlokas of syllable. And it is a conversation between Parikshit and Suga. It is all about the God. Shuno, that you study, that you hear. Tavat samsara chakram asmin brahmade ajnana dahabuman yavat karna katha nasti sukha shastra kathachana. Okay, you take a second line first. Yavat sukha shastra katha karna katha shana. Yavat, that here now talks about the time. The place has been already given, right? Place is Anandam. The time. When do I study? How long I study? Yavat, how long? Sukha Shastra Katha means Bhagavatam. Karna Gata. Sukha Shastra Katha, Karna Gata. I mean, for how long the Bhagavatam goes to the ears. I mean, how long you hear this? Davat Saga Bhuman Aspin Brahmade Samsara Chakra. Okay, we will take it like this. Until such time the Bhagavata Katha goes to the ear, Davat, that time, until that time, this Puman means this Purusha, this man or this being, Aspin Brahmate Ajnanataha Samsara Chakra. Brahma means avigya, viparita jnanam. Not ignorance, wrong understanding. Brahma. Be very careful. Brahma is different. Brahma is right knowledge. Brahma is wrong knowledge. With the wrong knowledge, ajnanataha, in ajnanam, in ignorance, samsara chakre asti. So he is going to be in samsara chakra. So what he's basically saying, if you don't, until the day you start hearing Bhagavatam, you're going to be impoverished, ignorant, and struggle in the samsara chakra. Kim sutai bhakubi sastrai puranaischa brahmavahe ekam Bhagavatam sastram mukti dhanena gajjati. Okay. Kim, so what? So what or what? Shutihi Bhakubi Shastraki Puranaihi Brahma Vaihahi. So he says, so what if you read Vedas, many Shastras, many Puranas, you may read all those things. Even those Brahmai Avai. Even by studying those, you may get Viparita Jnana. It's a lot of insight. He's not really ridiculing or lowering the importance of Vedas or Puranas. He says, all those you may study, but you run a risk of understanding wrongly, Viparita Jnana, because they're very complex. Puranas are with so-called myth, so much of the contradictory statements. In one Purana, Shiva worships Vishnu, in another Purana, Vishnu worships Shiva, and our mind thinks who is superior. We put in hierarchy, conflict. So it's a myth. Then we come to the rationalization. We say, oh, because he's a Vaishnava, he wrote it. Saiva, he wrote it. No. They are complex to understand. Says Vedas, very complex to understand. Therefore, there is a risk of Brahmai. But Ekam Bhagavatam Shastram Mukti Dhanena Gacchaya. Bhagavatam is going to give you Mukti, and it is Gajjana, means it is roaring. It says, hey, come to me, I'll give you Mukti. So he is confirming that no matter what you do, you may do a Veda Dhyanam, you may do the Purana thing, you may do all the Abhishekams, Aradhanas, but listen to Bhagavata Shastram. because it is going to add to your prosperity. Tata Bhagavadasyapi Nityam Bhavati Sadgruhe Tadgruham Tirtharupam Hi Vasadam Papanashanam. Now he's not now giving more glory. This is the important one to understand. Tadgruham, that house, becomes what? Tirtharupam. It becomes a Punya Tirtha. Vasatam Papanashanam. Vasada means Vasadam Jananam Papanashanam. So the people who are living in that house, their papam gets destroyed. Which house? Katha Bhagavatsyapi Nityam Bhavati Yadgruhe. Yadgruhe, in which house Bhagavata Katha is Nityam in Pravachanam, in Parayana. In every day where there is a Bhagavata Shravanam is happening, that house becomes a Punya Tirtham. You don't need to go to Ganga. You can be in America, you can be in UK. In your house, you have the Bhagavata Shravanam happening every day. There you are sinless. Question will come to our mind. I can't do every day. My job is 8 to 10, 8 to 8 in the evening. What do I do? You could have some excuses. There's an answer going to come there. Ashwamedha Sahasrani, Vajrapeya Satanicha, Shukasastra Katayascha, Kalam Narhanti Shodasi. Not just your papam is gone, not just your graham becomes a Punya Tirtham. You, Bhakta, when you have the Bhagavata Shravanam in your house, that Shravanam, that Mananam, that Nididhyasanam is like Sahasrani Ashwamedha Jnani. Ashwamedham is these are all applicable to in those days of Puranas, but you can take it as the holiest rituals. Now we are going to do this Maharudra Yajna we are trying to do in London, like that. But all that is no match to Bhagavata Shravanam. That's why I say, not one Ashwamedha Yaga, 1,000 Ashwamedha Yaga. Vajrapeyam is another great yaga. Vajrapeyam yagam you do after achieving certain qualities and performance. So there are a lot of great Mahatmas are still there. Vajrapeyis, they are called. You know, we used to have a political leader called Vajpayee, because his tradition is Vajpayi, as the ancestors done a Vajpayee yaga. So showed Sadhanicha, 100 Vajpayee yagam or 1,000 Ashwamedha yagam you can do. On those yagas, you may get a lot of punyam, right? On that, Shodasim Kalam. Shodasi means 1/16, even 1/16 part of the prayojanam of that yajna is not even worth it. Compared to what? Shukasastra Katha Yagacha. This Katha, the yajna of reciting Bhagavatam is so important, 16 times bigger than Ashwamedha Yagas on this. Tavat Papani Dehe Aspin Nivasanti Tabodhana Yavant Shude Samyak Shrimad Bhagavatam Narai. He is calling Narada. Tapodhana, Tapodhanaha. So, Maharshi, Narada. Yavat Naraihi Shrimad Bhagavatam Samyak Shriyate. Until such time when human beings are listening to Bhagavatam, Tavat Papani Dehe Tapodhanaha. So until someone starts listening to the Bhagavatam in seriousness, their body, that means their embodiment, is going to be deluded, dwelling in the papas. So you can say, okay, but I went to Ganga, I did a Ganga Shanam, I went to this Tirtha. He says, Na Ganga, na Gaya, Kashi, Pushkaram, na Prayagram. Shukashastra Katayascha, Palera Samadam Nayeta. Na Ganga, Na Gaya, Kashi, all this Kshetra. Ganga means Ganges, Gaya Kshetram, Kashi Kshetram. Prayag is where all the three rivers merge. Sukha Shastra Kadayam Chapalena, Ganga Palena Samam. So all this, the prayojanam of going to all the Ganga, Kashi, Pushkaram, all this is equivalent to Bhagavad Shastra Shravanam. I'm going to take 10 more minutes so that I come to a good logical point. Now you may think, well, 18,000 syllable, so much of Niyamam, I don't have time to read it every day. It is not practical. So he's saying, don't worry. I know about the Kali. Shlogartham, Shlokapatam, Va Nityam Bhagavadotvam, Patasva Smuke Naiva, Adichasi Param Gati. Param Gati Yadim Ichasi. Param Gati means Paragati. Yadim Ichasi. Whoever is interested in attaining the supreme liberation, Mukti. If you are very keen to attain Mukti, then there is an escape for it. What is that? Nityam, but every day, Bhagavata Udbhavam. What is coming out of the Bhagavatam? Bhagavata Rasam, Bhagavata Saram, or Bhagavata Shlokams. In that, Shloka Ardham. Ardham means half. Ardha Chandra. Or half Shloka. Shloka Padam. Padam means a quarter. If you take a Shlokam and Anushtandaga, 8 Akshara syllables are one Padam. There are 4 Padams in a Shloka. Just take one Padam. Hare Rama, one Padam. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, another Padam. Hare Krishna, one Padam. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So I can say Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shlokartham, half the Shloka. Or just say Hare Rama, Shloka Padam. He's giving you. Doesn't matter. Even a small portion of it. But if you say it every day, how do I say it? Swa Sumuke Naiva. Pataswa. Don't just listen. Don't put this, your MP3 player on your phone and it is running in the background, you're drinking coffee. No. Say it your own voice. Swamuke. Say it your own book. You must have anandam in your mind. That's enough. You see, this is the beauty of Kali Yuga. You have everything can be done in a so simple way. If I have time, I go and listen to the Bhagavad, the full story, but every day, Nityam Pata. Then he is going to give you some interesting examples. Vedadir Veda Mata cha, Paurusham Suktamev cha, Trayi Bhagavatam chaivat, Dwadashacha evacha, Shadash Shatma Prayagascha, Kala Samvasaratmaka, Brahmanascha Agnihotram cha, Surabhi Dwadashidha, Dulasicha, Asandascha, Purushottama evacha, Edesham Tatvadat Pragyadmi, Na Pradak Bhava Yishyate. Edesham Tatvadaha. Tatvadaha means Dasya Bhavaha. In all these things, what are these things he's going to say? Veda Adihi, the first colored one, Veda Adihi. Who is the root of the Vedas? What is the root of the Vedas? We say Vedas are Shabdas. What is the root of all the Shabdas? How do we know it? How do you make a noise? You open the mouth. When you open the mouth, what happens? Akaram comes in. Then you need to close the mouth to stop the sound. Then you close it. When you close it, U comes in. Ukaram comes in. And when you close it and it still sounded, Makaram comes in. So, this Shabda Swarupam is called Pranavam, Omkaram. That's why A is the first letter of the language, at least in Sanskrit. Is a final letter. So A to Im or in Om, all Shabdas are contained. All languages are contained. So Om is Pranavam. If God is Shabda Brahman, Om is Shabda Brahman. Omkaram is Ishwaram. Omkaram is Veda Moolam, Vedadi. That's why whenever you pray to God, Krishnaya Namaha, you say Om Krishnaya Namaha, Ramaya Namaha, Om Ramaya Namaha, Shivaya Namaha, Om Shivaya Namaha. You can even say Om Allah Namaha, Om Jesus Namaha. You can say anything, doesn't matter. Because the Om says, no matter what form you worship, what name you say, it goes to that Shabda Moolam, Omkaram, Pranavam. So, Om. Veda Mata. So, in Vedas, the Mata of Vedas is Gayatri. So, Gayatri. Purusham Suktam. It's a Purusha Suktam. The Purusha Sukta Mantram. So, number 3. Trayi. Trayi is 3 Vedas. Number 4. Bhagavatam. So here, Bhagavatam itself. Cha eva, along that. Dwadasa Akshara. The 12 letters. What is that? What is given to Dhruva by Narada? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. It's a 12 Aksharas. This Dwadasa Aksharas. Dwadasha Atma. Here, Dwadasha Atma. The Atma Surubam with the 12 powers. This is Surya. With the 12, we call it Rasi, 12 stars. His gray radiance are coming in 12 different texts. Surya. Prayaga. Prayaga is where all those 3 merges. We call it Ganges, Yamuna, and Saraswati merging. Actually, Tattvartham is Sattva, Raja, Tamogunas are merging into that. Prayaga. Then, Kalaha Samvatsara Atmakaha. Samvatsara means 1 year of sun's move. So we take 1 year. So every year born is taken to be a very pious area. So 1 year is also important. So 1 year. Brahmana. That means Brahmanas is not just a caste. Please don't take it as a caste. Brahmana, so this one who applies the Brahmanam of the Vedas, doing the yajnas. Agni-hotram. Then the Agni-hotram itself. It's not Agni-hotraha, it's Agni-hotram. The yajnam itself. Surabhihi. Surabhihi means the cow. Pashu. Dwadasi. Dwadasi is the Tithi. Well, Dwadasi got a lot of, and I don't want to go in detail of it. It's a day, the very Punya Dinam, Dwadasi. Tulasi, the Tulasi plant. Vasantam. Vasantam is the spring. And the Paramatma is the Purushottam. So, this 16, the Pranavam, Gayatri, Purusha Suktam, 3 Vedas, Bhagavatam, Dwadsaksharam, Suryas, Samvatsaram, Brahmanam, Agnihotram, Pashuhu, Tulasi, God itself, all these things. Yevam, Yedesham. Bridak Bhavaha, Prajnahi. Prajnahi means, the learned says, Pritak Bhavaha, na Pritak Bhavaha. They are not different. Na means not, Pritak Bhava means differences. They are not different. What does it mean? Pranam is Bhagavatam. Here we are focusing on Bhagavatam. Tulasi is Bhagavatam. Purushottam is Bhagavatam. Cow is the Bhagavatam. Again, you go back to the Bhavana. You have the Bhavana of approaches. Yascha Bhagavatam Sastram Vachkede Arthodanisham Janmagodi Kritam Papam Nashide Nata Samseha. Yaha Bhagavatam Anisham Arthado Vachyate. Whoever is reading, understanding Bhagavatam, Arthatonisham, with knowing the meaning, Jannakodi Kritam Papam Nasyate. Those who learn, who recite them with the understanding of the meaning, for them the accumulated papa, one janma koti janma papam nasyate. They just go away. Na atra samshayate. Na samshayate. Don't doubt this. I can guarantee you, if you know the meaning and recite it, all your past papas go away. Well, again, there's a problem. I don't know Sanskrit. I don't have class to attend all the time. I don't know the meaning. What do? He comes back. Don't worry. Shlokartham, shlokapatam va, patet bhagavatam chaya, nityam punyavapnodi, rajasuyas astametayo. Don't worry. As I told you, shlokartham, half sloka, shlokapatam, quarter sloka, pate bhagavatam. Just understand the meaning of that. You don't need to know the meaning of this. Just a little bit. Hare Rama. What is Hare? What is Rama? What is the meaning of it? Understand, put that in your mind. Nityam, you do that. What happened? That is equal to Rajasuya Asvameta Yav. It will be like this. Uktam Bhagavatam Nityam Kritam cha Harichintanam Tulasi Boshnam Chaya Chaiva Tenunam Sevanam Samam. Okay. One more time he says Bhagavatam Yuktam, reciting Bhagavatam Nityam, Harichintanam Kritam, thinking Hari every day. It is like Tulasi Boshanam. How you nurture the Tulasi plant. How you Dhanunam Sevana. How do you sow the cow? Well, Tulasi, I just pour water. I just go away. I put some fertilizer every week. No, that's not Boshanam. Bhavanam is important. If you take Tulasi as a plant or a cow as an animal and you feed them, that's okay. That's a punyam. But that is not here it talked about. You see Tulasi as Bhagavatam. Tulasi as Sri Krishna. Dhanu as Bhagavatam. So you can do that. If you are not able to listen to Bhagavatam, if you do Tulasi Puja every day, that's fine. Most important. Antakale tu ye naiva shugate shukashastra vak. Pritya tasvaiva vaikuntam govinto abhiprachyati. All this comes down to this final point. Antakale tu ye naiva. By who? In the Antakale, in the time of death. Shruyate Shukashastra Vak. If you can listen to the Bhagavata Shastra, like Parikshit did, Tasyaiva, for him, Govindaha Pritya Abhiprachyati. With Priyam, with the love, Govindaha, this is the very loaded mantra, and I will not go detail of it, but just simply at the time of death also, if you just think of listening to Bhagavatam, God comes in and gives you moksha. This you need to have Shraddha. What happened to the moksha when he gives Hema Simha Yutam Saitat Vaishnavaya Tadadiya Krishnena Sakatha Yujyam Sa Bhumana Labadetru. So when you think about that, Nantakale, Krishnena Saha Sayujyam. Sayujyam means Egatva. You become one with the Krishna. Who? Saka Puman, that man. Labate. Dhruvam. Dhruva means for sure. He attains Sayujyam. You know, in the Vaishnava Sampradayam, they normally talk about 5 different kind of mukti. Salogyam means Lokavasam. You go and live in the world of God. Sashti means Samana Aishvaryam. You attain a similar prosperity of God. Samibhya means like Dwarapalaka, you are very close to Negatavartitam. You just be near the God. Sharubhyam means you look like God, like Parashurama looks like Rama. You look like that. You know, you go to Vaishnava temple, all the Dwarapalaka look like Vishnu. with Shankh Chakra. You don't know which one is God. All are divine because they attain Sarubhyam. But Sayujyam is Advaita Param. You become one with the God. So you attain that. Ajanna matrapi yena satena kinchit chittam vitaya shuka shastra katana gita chandala vachakravat badhanena nitam mitya swajanmana janani jani dukkha bhajaha. Okay. Interesting. Ajanna matrapi yena satena kinchit. Ajanma matram. In your whole birth, in your whole life, Abhikinchit Chittam Vitaya Bhagavatam na pita. If you were even 1 second, if you're not in the whole life listen to or hear the Bhagavatam, Yena Shatena. Those kind of people, but here he uses the word Shatena. Shatena means the one who is bad person, right? Well, if I'm a good person, I don't listen to what happened. That he already covered, because you will just be on the Janma Chakram. You Papa Punya, you go around. But if I'm a bad person and I'm also not listening to the Bhagavatam, Chanta, then what happened? Chantala vadu Karavadu. Karavadu means Kartapam, like a donkey. Like a Chantalan, like a donkey, you will be dwelling in the birth, and you are like what? Janani Jani Dukkha Bhaja. Janani means Amma, mother. That person becomes just a bharam for the mother's garbham. Basically, he is useless. So if you are a bad person, if you listen to it, you get salvation. If you're a good person, if you don't listen to it, you go to Janma Chakram. If you're a bad person, if you never listen to it, you become a Chantala. So it is a doubly wrong. Therefore, he becomes a dead body in living. So Jiva Chavo Negati Daha Sudupaba Karma Yaina Shudam Sugakata Vasanam Nakichit Diktam Naram Pasusamam Bhuivara Rupam Yevam Vadanti Divideva Samaja Mukyaha. Deva Samaja Mukyaha, last line. The Devas are talking like this. What are they talking? Saha, that person, Jiva Chavaha Negadigadha. He is like a living dead. Yena Sugakata Vasanam Kinjit Nashutam, who doesn't listen to the Bhagavatam. Digdam Naram Pashusamam. He is like Dik here. Dik means it's exclamation. He's cha like that. Alas, low. That Naram, that man, Pashusamam. He's like an animal. He's of no use living in this world. Durlaiba Kata Loke Shrimad Bhagavata Mahatmyam Kodi Janma Samuddena Punyaiva Tulabete. Now you are able to listen to it means he's saying Durlabam. This is very rare that you are coming and listening on Sunday morning. Even though the time is finished, I'm still extending the time. But because I have the Kodi Punyam. Therefore, Tena Yoginite Dhiman Shodva Sa Pratyatnataha. Dinana Niyamo Nasti Sarvada Shanamatam. So therefore, oh Buddhisali, oh demon, Yoginite, yogi, oh Narada, Tasmat, Tena means Tasmat, because of that, Prayatnadaha, with your effort, Shotavya, listen. Dishanam Niyamo Nasti. This is very interesting for us. Dinanam Niyamo Nasti. Dinana means there is no days. There is no Niyamam Nasti. There is no control. There is no rule that you must do for these days and all that. You don't need to. It's interesting. Just 2 more slogans, then I'll stop it. Satyena brahmacharyena sharvada shanavam matam asakyatvad kalau bhotyo visesho atta sugagnya. Satyena, that means with Shraddha, truly. Brahmacharyena. Brahmacharya means not celibacy. Celibacy is a literal meaning. Brahmacharya, Acharya means, Acharya means one who follows. Brahma Acharya means one who is always dwelling in Brahman. So truly dwelling in Brahman, Brahmajnana, that means you are a Jinyasu, a Mumukshu. Sarvata Shravanam Matam. Matam means that is rule, that is what is given. Always you must recite, listen to Bhagavatam in the mode of Brahmacharya. But Kalau Asaktyavad. Shakti, we don't have Shakti. In the Kali, I don't have the Shakti. For that, Sugajanya Viseshotra Bodhyo. A special exception is given by Sukha for us. So in Kali, there is something exception. What is that? Manovritti jayascha eva niyama sharanam tata diksham kardum asakyatvad saptaka shranam matam. Because in this Kali, manovritti jayaha chayeva ashakyatvad. I cannot control the mind. Full stop. Therefore, there is no way I can be 100% focused in Brahma Vidya. No. Because of that, a niyama acharanam tatha. Niyamam, a rule is given, acharanam, to follow. So I am giving you a rule. So when the moment it is said like this in Shastra, niyamam and acharanam, there is no way you can change it. You have to follow verbatim. What is it I should do? Diksham kartu. So get the diksham. Oh, yeah, okay. Diksham kartum asatyatvat. So you cannot get also a diksha from a guru with all this thing. So what is given? It is given saptaka shravanam matam. Just for 7 days, please listen to this. So because it's an acharanam, those who are motivated by listening to this Bhagavata Mahima that we have been going through all these days, probably will complete it in the next class. When you are motivated, you already attained this punya because you learned this Mahima. You have an opportunity to sponsor or to be part of or to be listening to Bhagavata Saptakam that is done with the Niyamam. Again, it is gone. Even the 7 days, we are not able to do it. There is no way I know today in the world where Saptaham is done in 7 full days like that. It's impossible. Therefore, the great scholars have further, this is the beauty of Sanatana Dharma. That's why it is ever fresh. It adopts. So they have adopted a method by which selected mantras are taken and they ornament into a great garland, and maybe in 3 days or 7 days of time or 7 periods of time, they do sessions and do that. And we pray for the God to have the praratham like that so that we can listen to it. So let me stop it here. I'm sorry I took a few more minutes. I wanted to come to this conclusion to have a session next week to do the Paripurna and Nivrti for it. Om Ashadoma Sadgamaya.
Om Asatoma Satkamaya.
Om Tamashoma Jyotirgamaya. Om Mrityoma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti.
Hari Om Tatsate.
Thank you very much.